9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire!
So my name is Ariana Arcilla. I'm the captain for the Rocket Propulsion Lab. I've been captain for about 2 years now, and it's been quite an experience for sure. Right when I had started my job at the Rutgers Makerspace, I had also just accepted the role as captain. And when I was talking to my boss, I was like, how do I make this work? Like, how could I possibly make this team of Rocketeers, like, you know, continue this drive to all the way up to space? How do I do it? And my boss said to me, well, there's something you need to keep in mind. And what you need to keep in mind is that there are certain places that should be treated as a business, and there are certain places that have to be treated like a community. And he said in the case of the Makerspace and in the case of RRPl, RRPl is a place that needs to be treated like a community.
You know, we train our members with hands-on experience so they learn what they're not learning in their classrooms.
When you get to RRPl, you get to build, and it's fun. Or you get to take the things that you do and you get to actually figure things out and how to put things together.
Because like I've been able to make friends with like so many people with so many different experiences. So being able to gain insight from them has been so great. Just like having a group of people there who just like love what they're doing.
We usually just kind of sit down and figure out, you know, like what our goals for the launch are. And in this case, this was just the top half of our spaceport rocket, which is a competition later in the year. So we wanted to test a couple different systems. And then, you know, we come up with a design like this, and we do an assembly procedure, which basically takes everything from like the pages and our CAD models and puts it onto a way for our members to easily assemble it.
So this was our first launch at MDRA, and when we went there, we didn't expect such creativity. I think MDRA is the most creative field we've ever seen. Such creativity in the flights, because we're so focused on doing our two-stage, but there's also a lot of different ways to be creative, and seeing that was actually pretty inspiring.
But then, yeah, once we're there, we assemble the different components, and generally just it works out so where like the people who worked on those components get to assemble them and put them into the rocket.
But all the work is like internal, all the electronics and the brains of it. But it's really cool because suddenly it's there. And you're like, I've seen this on my computer and I recognize these parts, but now this connects to this and this connects to this, and you know, my parts are suddenly on the inside and I can't see them, and they're probably tied to the parachutes by now and stuff like that. So it's crazy because everything suddenly looks so simple. Seeing the rocket go up after all that time, actually on the launch pad, it always feels so surreal. I'm always scared I'm gonna blink and miss it go up.
Yeah, it's always, there's nothing that's comparable to seeing something that you've built fly into the sky, for sure.
It was, I was like watching it happen, but I wasn't like watching it happen. I was like, oh God, how long am I gonna have to hold this antenna up? Because I was holding a computer in one arm and an antenna in the other, and I was just like lifting it up, trying to track the rocket using one of the boards, and I was like, oh God, I hope I can still see it, oh God.
Okay, it took off. Is it gonna come down correctly? So we're looking and we're like, who has eyes on it? Who has the chute? Who sees a parachute? Who has a separation event? And we're all standing there, we're all like holding our breath, and we watch it, and we were standing there like looking at the sky, and we're all losing track of it, and it's bright and sunny, and we're staring right at it.
When you go to the launch, you see the human aspect of everyone being so excited that it's on the pad, but then you also see the sheer power of it and the way it just flies, and you know, everyone is looking at the sky, pointing at it, trying to find it, and it's definitely an experience like no other, for sure. We need to make sure that our younger members carry the same passion and community and also the same technical ability. So when we went up and launched that rocket, you might notice that all of those people up there touching it were all younger members, and someday they'll be able to use that and be able to guide the next generation.
And as soon as we got there, when we had the rocket up on the stand and I was up on that ladder like arming boards, I was like, whoa, this is real. I'm officially gonna go launch a rocket.
It shows that it's time for us to move on and it's time for us to pass down everything, but it also goes to show that we're facilitating the growth of a new generation for sure, so.
Yeah, the people are great. I mean, like, they're all hilarious and we all like hang out outside of the club too, so like, not only that, but they're also like really smart, and it's kind of humbling.
Like I've made long-lasting friendships from the members of RPL, meeting fantastic people like the other people that you interviewed, Ariana.
Having Ariana there, she's been kind of like a beacon to most of the underclassmen because she's like the face of a lot of the stuff that we do. Even after Ariana graduates, after all of our team leads go, I want to be able to maintain that people will come, will be able to learn, and then they'll be able to do all the stuff they need to do so that way our team can continue like flourishing.
But I think my big moment that I will remember is actually just the day-to-day, the normal day-to-day of having everyone in the cage and all working, and everyone is so excited about what they do and what they're working on. And I think that is what I will have in my mind when I leave, because that sense of community, you know, it's heartbreakingly painful or heartbreakingly beautiful to leave it, but when I do, I'm going to try to look for that sense of community again. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it again, but that's okay, because I hope that'll just continue on as I leave and for the next generations, because that sense of drive and community is something that RPL started with, and I hope that it really never goes away, because other clubs have taken notice of it, other people have taken notice of it, professors, people in the department, and they've all seen it and they all know it. And it's something that's so beautiful that I don't think is really, well, I think it's very hard to find in other places for sure.